Welcome to our now it's live. Hi, welcome. Here should be the music. Welcome to our first live admin roundtable of the Guerrilla Filmmakers Network. Tonight we're gonna talk about a couple of things that we are going to do over the next few months, probably. And yeah. What's on the agenda, guys?
First, we want to introduce everyone to the viewers who don't know who we are and what we currently do within the infrastructure of the GFN.
All right. Why don't we start with you, Sean?
My name's Sean, and I am currently working on all YouTube live content, such as the Roundtable right now, and future projects like DIYs, web series, podcasts, and the like.
All right. Who wants to go next? Joseph?
All right. I'm Joseph. I had previously been working on the website, and as we continue into this new year, I plan to work on that some more, adding in some more just creative content as things go along. Yeah.
All right. Mark?
Hi, my name is Mark, and I've worked on social media on Facebook. We'll be picking up social media with Google Plus and various other aspects of social media. Also, was doing some preliminary work on the website, and we'll continue to do that. And whatever other miscellaneous things need to get done.
All right.
Martin?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Martin. I'm gonna do some stuff for YouTube. So YouTube content. Yeah.
All right. Your name is.
I was about to type in chat in the comments to flip his name.
All right. And I'm Patrick. I'm the head admin, if you will. I do nothing. I just pretend to be important. No, I do. I'm gonna do a podcast. That's what I wanted to do, and I oversee the everyday movement, so to speak, and I basically pay and own the servers for our website and shit. There might be other admins coming on later on. We'll see. Max might be somewhere around. Meanwhile, let's talk about what we did so far and why we didn't do anything in the last couple of months, and what we want to do and how we're going to get there. I would say the things that we have and that we have done is we did set up a website. We do have our own forums even that work. They do need an update because just recently a software update just got released, and we're gonna work on that. But generally it's open, it's available. The thing is that we haven't put any content in yet, and so it's basically a ghost town, and we haven't promoted it anywhere because we wanted to get in content first. The reason why we haven't done much lately is, well, we had this initial wave of people, and many of us started to do something, but somehow a big pile of that wave didn't, and it just subsided, and somehow the energy got, it happens. It's like salt, but it's okay. Many of us had a lot of things to do. I myself, I had to travel. I'm still not really settled down. I'm still in a temporary situation. Others had university starting up. Some had to go to a new school. Others had work to do. So it somehow it just didn't really get to the point where we, and anyway. So, but we did sit down and we decided, okay, we're not gonna waste the whole thing. We're gonna use it anyhow, and we're gonna do it ourselves because that's how it works. Originally, we wanted to a little bit of more community participation, but as it seems, it's rather hard to get people to do something. And those who really want to do something, they end up as admins anyway, or that's the admins that we have. So we decided to just go the planned way as we wanted earlier, and we're just gonna start now where we left off a couple of months ago, which means we're gonna finish up the website, meaning that we need to do the updates and whatever. Otherwise, it's ready, it's there. We do have a little bit of content ready. There are a couple of people who are working on it, as we heard, and it's actually gonna be a nice start. It's not gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be a nice start, and hopefully we're gonna go from there and just get stuff done in a more regular basis, because I think that is what really matters and what we have been lacking. Yeah. So.
All right. So what exactly are we planning on? What's first on the agenda of things that need to be fixed, updated, and the likes?
First is the website, that we have all the updates on it, the WordPress and the Xamforo and the theme. They all need to be updated. We need to update all the plugins that we have, and I'm sure Christian is gonna hate me for it because he probably has to redo the whole forum, but we'll see. I hope it's not that much. When As soon as we have the website, I mean, it's not like we should wait until we have the website ready, because who cares about the website really? That's like just a back office sort of thing nowadays. I'm not expecting the people to rush there immediately just because it works. So what we do need, and that is something that's very important, that we do parallel to fixing the website, to getting the website updated, is to create all the content that all the people said they would do, right? We have a couple of admins who said they're gonna have some stuff ready. We have a pack of explosions. We have some 3D stuff, as far as I know. We're gonna have some VFX material. And there's supposed to be an article, and Jared just did a review on an app which was sort of a tester starter sort of thing, and it's supposed to come more. So we need to get content, right? That's our primary goal right now. We need to get content, because content means interest, people, feedback, and that's what's it about, no?
And that's kind of where I come in. I'm gonna make sure that in the YouTube video, after all this is done, that like Twitter contacts, ways for everyone to get in touch with us, which is also really good, to use the forums to trying to get a hold of us. Um, when it comes to the live content, the things that we're kind of looking for are podcasts, which could be movie reviews, where you talk about movie
Yeah.
reviews, tech, gear. Of course, the roundtables, which hopefully we can hold monthly. Standalone shorts, any genre, one-off, nothing too serious, and anyone in the community can submit them to us. Web series,
Yeah.
which is made two different types of web series. We have the web series that are made by community members with the help of community members, specifically for the GFN YouTube channel. and then we have the external web series that are created by community members that they
That
would
we
like to have
support and
promoted.
plug. Yeah.
Yes, kind of like your current web series, Patrick.
Yeah, and you made the playlist for that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
we can promote it through YouTube, through all of our social
Exactly.
media.
And people need to contact us to actually get. Here's the thing. This is how it's gonna work, and we have to make guidelines for the people at one point, right? Because people need to submit whatever it is, and we have to have a screening process. We can't just
Yes.
shoot anything out. We need to be. I'm not saying we have to be too critical, but I do say that there needs to be a limit. Now, my idea would be to just form a sort of a group of reviewers, like on the forums. This was my idea, right? On the forums, we can make it so that you can post a link anonymously to your YouTube thing, right? Well, you shouldn't post it anonymously, but those who
We will see you.
reply, they can reply anonymously, but only a selected group does. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
The idea is that we make, like, let's call them the Grey Cardinals, right? Like spooky secret society bullshit. And it's like every month, let's say 10 admins are chosen among all the admins by random, I don't know, somebody write an app. And those 10 admins, only they have access to that forum. Like, everybody can post a link, can start a post, because, there's a difference whether you can actually start a post or read posts or answer to posts. So you can start a post, which you then can read, but nobody else can. And only the 10 cardinals can read it and comment on it. And what they comment is anonymous. And all of them, or let's say a 2/3 majority of them, have to approve, and then it goes through for whatever reason. How does that sound? I think this is, like, it's a little bit ominous, but at the same time it's a little bit fair, because you can actually really say what you think without being too...
I feel that definitely works when it comes to
submissions, blind submissions.
yeah. So like if people want to submit shorts or web series, but I feel like for like reviews for gear, apps, movies, what have you, anyone should really be able to submit it, but the length should be about 2 minutes. When it comes to movies,
First off, I don't think that we should make any limitations in the length. This is why I'm saying we should have this review board. Because whatever it is, if it's about a measure of quality that's determined by peers, right? Let's take 12 people, which is like a jurors court kind of thing, right? That's your peers. And they decide anonymously, for whatever reason. If they want to give you a reason, that's why they can write comments. They can do that, and I think it's fair, and they can not only help you to get better, because they actually give you proper feedback. It's also a question of trust, obviously, because it's not about bashing people. It's about keeping a level of quality. Because if anybody can just submit anything, you'll get terrible, like, noisy crap where you see nothing, where the language is indecipherable, where, I've seen stuff like that, and I really don't want to promote that kind of thing.
no,
We're
totally
talking
agree
about
with
two
you.
different things right now. We're talking about the type of content, or the limitations on the content that may or may not be submitted, and then we're also talking about the submission process or the approval process. While your approval
I don't think.
process,
All right. Go ahead.
while your approval process sounds good on paper, I think realistically, with considering the the efforts that we've seen from some of the members, that it might be a little bit too optimistic to say that we're going to have 10, 6, 5 people, whatever number of people, consistently be able to view and decide on a particular item, project, or submission in a timely manner. I think that.
I
I mean,
think
how do you think that that's going to work? I mean, because I think if we have a couple of people that we decide have the openness and the professionalism to say yay or nay, then that might be a better way to go than trying to have a group of people make a consensus or a decision sort of thing, you know? And I see why you'd want to do that, because you want it to be fair and you want it to be something where there's no repercussions for a decision that you make, so on and so forth. But I think realistically, with the time that's available from the volunteers that we have, it might be a little bit too optimistic to think that that can happen in a timely manner.
Here's a question, but you're assuming. We don't know yet.
Well, we do know it yet, because when we first started this, we had 1 million people that wanted to be
Wait. Are we talking about the general populace of the Guerrilla Filmmakers Network, or are we talking about the admin group?
We're talking about the admin group. You know, everyone was
about the admin group, the 25 people that are here now. This is why we made the purge, because this is exactly the point. If you're not active, why bother? Why are you here? Fuck off. I'm not.
I thought we decided to call it the
being mean. The cleansing. Oh yeah, the cleansing, not the
cleansing.
I'm sorry. But the thing is, if you don't want to help, well then don't. Then just go. You know, it's simple as that. I'm not saying it has to be a specific number. I think right now you can say the moment you have like 5 answers, those 5 answers count or something like that.
I like that. I like that. Like you have a certain group of people that have the ability, but then once you get like 3 yays or something like that, or 4 nays, then that's when it's decided whether it can move forward about it. I love that idea. That's good. Okay.
Because we have to somehow protect the people who do make the decision. At the same time, we need to be as honest as possible, because it helps nobody if you lie about what they do, and at the same time it keeps a level of quality and all right. So
now, getting back, we're also looking for, like I said, the reviews, videos on DIY builds. Since as indie filmmakers, a lot of us will not have the money to buy top-tier gear. And Jean also brought up the video of the week. Each week, people submit, and each week we choose one. But I decided to add on to that as a Q&A with directors. So if we choose a video from YouTube that we liked and we're putting on as the video submission, possibly later that month, trying to figure out some way to do a Skype call with the director, actor, cinematographer, stuff like that, for a Q&A session to go along with it.
That was the original idea of having the weekly video, right? That we do a podcast if possible with them, and like invite them to sort of round table. That was the actual idea of the round table originally, right? That we invite the makers of the content. And yeah, we should absolutely do that. I don't think that we're gonna have enough submissions to start off to have a weekly thing.
Yeah, it doesn't just need to be submissions that people did. It's I scour YouTube, Vimeo, or whatever it's called, looking at all these amazing short films, and it doesn't need to be the filmmaker themselves submitting it. It could be, if no one's submitting anything, it could be something that we've seen. And it's like,
sure,
this is amazing.
Absolutely. I would even say that people can submit the work of somebody else.
Yes.
You know, like. It doesn't matter. You go to the forums, you have the submission forum, you go in there, you submit something. There will be rules on how to title it. If it's original work, you title it as original work. If you just share it, you just call it shared, because then we know what it is. And if we like it, then we have to really go after the makers, because we need the permission. I don't wanna like do it and pretend that we have the rights to do so. Not everybody's happy with that, you know.
Yeah, and
So
I have no problem going after people to
no,
get permission.
I mean that's part of the editorial work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the initiative and go after the content creators to get permission to
Very
post
good.
it on the YouTube and all that.
Remind me that we need to set up an email, an admin email that the admins have access to and can send from,
Okay.
right?
You guys have anything to add?
Just taking some notes over here.
Same here.
All right.
How do you guys
Same.
propose we bolster the forum usage?
Well, by having content, you know,
Yeah.
the people who are going to be admins or overseeing the forums, making sure that it's clean and full and don't have spam in it. They're the ones that can help facilitate getting the content on there and getting the content seen and commented on, and encourage users to submit their input and stuff like that. You know.
We also need to make a more coherent net. Like we call ourselves the Guerrilla Filmmakers Network, and we really need to make it a network. We have to make sure that all our social outlets are connected to each other. It's not the case at the moment, or not prominently enough.
Right.
We also have to make sure that we cover other social outlets that we haven't covered yet, because it's part of the digital world that we should utilize. For example, we should make a subreddit group, right? We should make a subreddit because nowadays, if you want something to be on the internet, it has to be on Reddit, no?
Okay, so yeah, Reddit should definitely be part of our repertoire of
Yeah.
social media and
Or
communication.
Instagram, for example, where people can just send in some set shots. You know, we make an Instagram for Indie Guerrilla Maker set shots, and you can send that in. You know.
So of the admins that we have left after the purge or the cleansing, how many of them are in the capacity of social media, and how many of them are in the position for content creation or management? Because those are the two things that we started discussing, and I'd like to have some action points for those people that are involved so that we can start getting the whole submission process documented, and then we can refine it so that we can start having a procedure down on how something's going to be posted, who's going to be posting it, and on what social outlets, you know, that sort of thing. And I know I'm on both of those, but I'm not sure who else is either present or is still active. Is for those as well.
There for pretty much all aspects of YouTube. I've already started speaking to a couple of people that want to create content for the YouTube, specifically for GFN.
Okay.
And I've already started helping them with like what gear they need to get, how to set up recordings and stuff like that for podcasts.
Okay,
and,
that's good.
I think I'm going through some of the notes. I think Jean has stuff coming out, and Gerard.
John and Gerard have submissions, but they're not necessarily running the content management.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we have to
pretty much once we know what we have, like what we have to come in. I would honestly say we wait till we have like a month's worth of stuff, and then start going.
What is a month's worth of stuff? What's a month worth of stuff? What is that?
In essence, you really want something. You want to set up a schedule of when stuff would go up. So if you have a
I agree,
podcast,
but I think you're a little bit too far ahead. We are not even sure what anybody is doing, and I think we haven't made it clear enough. We have to, and we have to pin people down on it. We have to say, okay, what is it that you're gonna do in the next 6 months, right? Let's say Guerrilla Filmmakers Network, the next 6 months. What are you going to do? I'm going to do at least 6 podcasts, I'm going to write at least 2 articles, and I'm going to do at least 1 gear review, and I'm going to do at least 2 behind-the-scenes stories about Lay. That is what I'm going to do. Okay?
I actually just got a message from Albin that he's telling me that him and Jean will be working on a video effects breakdown series for the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So
Very
once
good,
I know
but
what
we
type of
have to-
content
we-
people want to make, then I can start going in and see, well, what's your timeline for making it? We can't
Each
set up
one.
schedules and stuff like that. Yes, but we
Each
can't
one
set up anything
needs
until
to
we know what we need.
That's my point. Each one of the admins has to say clearly, and not only I'm gonna write articles. No, I want numbers. We have to make promises, because otherwise we're not gonna move forward. Because if I say I'm gonna write an article, who knows when I'm gonna write that one? If I say I'm gonna deliver until the end of the month, and I'm gonna deliver until the end of next month, we have to be clear and very specific. And if not, then it doesn't work. If you don't have time in the next 3 months to contribute something, then leave the admin group. It's fine to come back later if you have time. Everybody should know that anybody can come anytime. Being an admin means that you actively participate and contribute to the content and material and the structure that we have. And you have to make it clear. Each one of us has to make it clear. Somebody write down the list that I gave just a minute earlier, and I'm gonna do exactly that in the next 6 months as a minimum. Okay,
so
and I expect everybody to make a list like that. What are you going to do in the next 6 months? Period.
Okay, so we have the ability for us to communicate with admins and ask them for submissions, or they want to volunteer, whatever. We need to have a person or people or a document or a management system so that we know who is submitting what by what deadline, and who has followed up or will follow up with that person to see how it's going. And then we also need a process in place for either getting that approved or assuming they're an admin that it's going to automatically
Which means we need a chief. We need an editor-in-chief who is going to
Right.
oversee the scheduling and the timelines and whatever.
Right.
Okay.
And we need a structure as well.
Yeah.
For,
who is willing
for him to
do
have
that?
support.
And the editor-in-chief, his content editor, right?
Right.
Then has like 3 people who are like his, not subordinates, but like his lieutenants or something, you know. One is for YouTube content, one is for the website content, and one is for the general social media outlets, like releasing the news over the network. So we have the content on the website and the forums that are under one person, you know, observed, and so you have somebody to talk to and have a convergence point, and you have somebody who does the same thing for YouTube. The reason why there is one person for YouTube or other video outlets, I'm not going to say like Vimeo could be the same, is because we are video community. We do film, so video is our main goal, and the most content we should have should be video. Still.
Okay, I just want to specify that, and I'm saying this because I know that, you know, some of us are really busy, and they don't want to commit to something that they're not going to be able to fulfill. I don't necessarily feel that the content.
Well, then you don't. Then you don't.
Right, but what I'm saying is that
if you say
you're describing might be a little bit
if you
more
say you
involved.
can't. No, I mean, if you tell me you'll make 2 articles, you write 2 articles.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the
But I do.
content, the content manager, or the content, the head of whatever, the content with a couple of people that are helping him out.
This is a volunteer position.
Right.
You have to be, if you want to have that position, it's not only something where you have power, but it's something where you have responsibility,
Right.
and where you have to take the time to actually do that.
Right. And what I'm saying is that content person does not necessarily have to be the same person that's going to be doing the social aspect of it. Like, we can have a person that is a content organizer, where all the incoming content gets disseminated by him and is put into a form or a calendar or whatever. And yes, that person could also do the social aspect of it.
No, you have no. You have the chief editor. That's the person who is the convergence point for all
Right.
the content, does all the scheduling, the timelines, and the deadlines.
Right.
You are the ass kicker, so to speak. And then you have the three, I don't know,
Lieutenant.
Content
lieutenants,
coordinators.
coordinators, whatever. And you have one who does the social outlets. You have one who does the YouTube community. And let's include G plus there because
Right.
it's
That has
tight
to get
in
done.
it,
Right.
right? And then you have somebody who does the website and the forums with articles, content, submissions, and so on. They still have people who do the minute things. They are just the relegators, you know, people were because if you as a chief editor do all the scheduling, you have to run after people, but you can't look at everything, you can't read everything, you can't, you know, you have people who have to be able to do that, and so you split it up.
Right, but what I'm saying is that the content editor position that we're discussing, that we're describing, we're discussing that
The
position
chief
as if it's
editor
right,
position.
as if it's one person. And what I'm saying is that maybe that does not necessarily need to be just one person. It could be two people or three people that all work closely together
But then
for content.
then okay, then you drop the chief editor and you just have the lieutenants. That's it.
In essence, I feel that's how it should be. Like everyone works as a group, but
Right.
have like 6 hands working the forum, stuff is just going to get confusing.
Right.
But if you have one person that handles the forum, one person that handles social media aspects, one person that handles YouTube, and then
And
like
you have
Pat
one
looks
person
over
who
everything else,
converges
it's like,
all
it can
together,
work like
who
that.
does the cross media. Exactly.
Yeah. So
Because
it's like if I'm having problems with YouTube with someone not creating content, they're creating content for YouTube, but part of their aspect is, okay, you're creating a 3-minute review on, say, like the Shot Pro app, but you need to write at least 700 word review for the website. And they're doing that, and I know for a fact they're not taking care of the website aspect, then I would go to whoever's handling the forums and the website. And if they can't get them to do that, then it goes up to Patrick, and Patrick's like, what are you doing? You know, if you can't make sure that you're doing this, then we can't have this show and we can't have this and everything. This way, it's not just one person being like, look, no. And everyone's kind of working as a team to make sure that content's being created across the whole thing.
yeah, my
That's
idea
kind
of
of how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
As like how you're talking about it, Pat. Like it's you have your main channels of communication, whether it be social media, YouTube, the forums, and then you have that one person that
who
it's
does
like
the
when you've
cross media.
exhausted, yeah, if
Yeah.
you've exhausted all other options trying to get content for your thing or what have you, you have that other person that you can go up to and be like, look, we're gonna need to make a decision about this. So it's not just
Well-
like if I'm doing YouTube and
Oh,
someone's
God,
not doing
okay.
something and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah. Well,
gonna-
that.
I don't
Okay.
get it.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Then let's make it this way. I'll be the S in the end. That's okay. People don't like me anyway, so that's fine. I'll be the S in the end who kicks people off, and we do just the lieutenants who are basically doing the scheduling of their thing, and they need to learn to intercommunicate the topics that are cross media. And if there are troubles, you can come to me. But then you have to have this central point where the three heads, so to speak, converge and share the data with each other, right? Those three people have to communicate very very clearly with each other, so that the scheduling works and that, you know, the article comes at the same time as the video is released, and at the same time it goes out on the on the network and the news is spread. This is how it has to work.
Mark.
Can we all agree to this? Or
I think we need to kind of refine exactly how it's going to work before we can decide whether or not it will work. That's all.
I think we can refine it as soon as we know who wants to do what exactly. And I think then because these positions are about how much time you're ready to invest. Because you will have to spend more time on them than others,
Right.
right? It's more responsibility. So let's see who would be willing to take up one of those positions. Although I think Jean made it very clear that he would like to be the chief editor for the YouTube uh, material, or let's say for the video material,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
should we ever have Vimeo? But he does YouTube at the moment and Google Plus because Google Plus is so connected to YouTube. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
We do it every day.
Because you wanted to do that anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need one who does the forums, like who is the main coordinator of the website. It's not only the forums.
that. Yeah,
It's the website. It has to be the front pages as well. That person is like a print chief editor, really, but for online stuff, like a online newspaper editor. We have our front pages, different sections with different topics and different meanings and whatnot, and we have our forums. Obviously, the forums have moderators and admins. That's something entirely different. We are not talking about the social aspect of the stuff. We are just talking about the editorial content stuff, right? So we need one there, and we need somebody who is willing to do the uh, the social media outlets.
general social media.
And so I have a question. We've got down that Sean is going to be taking care of the video submissions for YouTube and Vimeo. I'm assuming that he would also be in charge of all video submissions. And are these video submissions from admins and or the public? Like let's kind of define that now, so we all have a better understanding exactly how it's going to work.
We didn't we just go through how we're gonna manage
it-
submissions?
Basically, this way we can kind of help with the forums. People can contact me through the forums. I think we should create a special forum
Yeah.
for YouTube content,
Yeah.
so that anyone that wants to submit stuff, has an idea for a potential show, anything like that, they can go there and then basically work the role of a producer. If they don't know how to do something, I can either help them myself to create the content for our page or direct them to the people that can take care of the problems that they have, so that we can help build up the content on the site. And then from there, if it's like, wow, this is really good, then I'll go and be like to all the other admins, hey, this might be something we want to look into.
Didn't we
Okay, so
didn't we do the submission process earlier? Like do the
Yeah.
forums and people
Yeah.
can just come and submit, and we will check out whether it works. What you do is more than just working the submissions is what the admins do in general, because we are basically the peers that do the quality control of what's submitted. But you are going to guide people who want to produce content. That's the point, right? Now the question is, are people automatically, just because they want to produce content, are we gonna make them automatically admins? I don't think so. It
No.
doesn't have to be.
No.
But they can
No.
be. So if they want to be, don't forget that you can tell them if you want to be like a regular contributor, you can just become admin and have a little bit more insight and a little bit more say in the whole matter. Always tell people, if they really want to contribute on a regular basis, why not? It just gives them access to more information. And otherwise, we'll go through the normal screening process anyway. And if people want to write articles or want to create their own reviews or own shows, we can make guides for that too. We can make guidelines and help them out. And maybe even this could also be one of the things that admins do, be guides, right? guide them to create content of whatever it's supposed to be.
Okay, so I've got down that Sean's going to be basically handling the facilitation of creation of content, the scheduling of when the content is going to be submitted and broadcast, and basically all requests for submitting content to us. Once that's been submitted, I know we discussed briefly how we're going to get it approved or denied, but we should actually outline and detail that as well. Like, how's that going to exactly happen? Because to say that it'll be approved or denied is one thing, but to have an actual system in place so that we know who is going to be doing what and when, we should outline that as well.
Here is how it's done. We have a front page on our website, Guerrilla Filmmakers / I don't know, submissions. And when you get there, there is a submission web page. It's like a contact form where you can add a link, you add a description, whatever, and it's gonna be posted automatically into the forums, and that person can read that article, and that person gets an email with a link to that article, and nobody else can see that except that person and the admins comment on that submission anonymously, and we say, once you have 5 yays or nays out of 7, you are through.
Okay.
And if you get like only 3 nays or yays in a week, well, that's then how it is, because nobody else has time at the moment, and we don't constrict anybody, we don't force anybody to participate, and still can go through the normal process of submissions. Right?
Okay, do we have that in place yet on the webpage? Do we have any of that coded yet?
It's a permission thing on the forums. There are ways to do that. We just have to set it up.
Okay.
But it's technically, it should be absolutely possible.
Okay. All right, great.
And if not, we could do it through a Google submission thingy as well. But it, like, the minuscule technical details, how we're gonna do the submission side, I don't think are not important right now. What I think is important is that we, well, first of all, don't expect too much. Create our own content soon. Figure out who is willing to do what, and get people to actually commit to something. Because if you can't commit to it, then don't. Simple as that. And then get that done. That's how we have to do it. That's how we have to. Content gets the people in, and
it's basically we're leading by example.
Yeah.
All right. So right now we have one webmaster right now, or do we have somebody else that's also picked up the web stuff?
Christian is at the moment the one who is coding most of the stuff. I did most of the front page thing, but I would suggest that we do a separate webmaster chat where we invite, and we should. This is something we should do. We should do department department chats.
Okay.
At least once a month. Every department comes in and we talk about all the subjects that matter to that department and get things through. I think that's important for the communication of things.
Right now, who's in the forefront for the forums?
What are we talking about?
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because we're not going to necessarily go into the details as far as how technically the yays and nays are going to be done on the forum. But as far as the submission process and Sean's participation, I'm basically trying to get a timeline or a line in and out where a submission comes in, it gets processed, and then it goes out again. So we've got Sean taking in the submission. We've got the yay or nay on the forum.
No, Sean doesn't have to do anything. There is a form.
Right.
If you have something you want to submit to us, so we plug it, so we comment it or whatever, you send it in through the submission form.
Right.
And we have, as soon as you have 5 nays or yays, that's it. And if it's a yay, then we process it depending on what it is. If it's a DIY, it gets sent to this channel. If it's a web series, it gets sent to this channel. It's just a quality insurance, nothing else. We don't.
But that's Sean processing it, though, right?
No, all of
Well,
us. Why,
well,
Sean?
no, it's
He's going to process it as soon as we say yay. As soon as there are
it's
5 yays, he
it's
can process it.
basically once it goes through the yay and nay process, and we're like, okay, we're gonna put this up, then it comes to me, and I decide, okay,
Exactly.
it's gonna go up on this day,
Exactly.
and then we coordinate with all the other aspects of social media of
Okay.
John's making that.
All right. So we've got it coming in through the web page, or they speak to
Exactly.
Sean because Sean might be helping people facilitate actual creating content. In which case, it would go to Sean first, and then he's going to tell them to submit it and schedule all that.
You're mixing up two completely different things.
How
There
so?
is- okay, here is Jean, who is doing the administration of the content on our channel on YouTube. And then you have Sean, who is also doing the content that people create. He has to manage both. He does the technical side, which means he does the playlist, he sends through the submissions and so on. But
Right.
he's also doing the editorial side, where people
Right.
come and say, look, I would like to do a series on. And Jean says, okay, what do you have? And he says, no idea. And then Jean says, okay, look, I've got this document, these links, look through these videos, and if you feel ready to produce something, come back and we talk. He's
Right.
sort of a, he's the chief editor, and he has basically three branches that he has to take care of. There is the in and outlet of the social aspect, which means all the content that goes through the YouTube channel or the Google Plus page, right? Which includes the comments and likes and whatever. Then he has the editorial side, where we, the admins that contribute YouTube material, go to him. He has the schedules. He has to kick people in the ass for their deadlines because they said they're gonna contribute. And then he's also the head guy for those people who want to create material but don't know diddly shit how they can do that.
Okay. So Sean's either going to be the first person or first point of contact, or he's going to be the third. Either way,
Exactly.
when the content's coming in, either they're going to speak to him first, so they can find out what to do and how to do it, and then they're going to do a submission, or they may just bypass him completely and go through the submission process. In which case, after that, it goes into Sean's hands and it gets distributed. However,
Yes.
so that being said, on the submission side, as far as the forums goes, who is our point person working on the forums? I know we're not going to get into necessarily exactly how we're going to do the voting process, but who's the person that we need to speak to as far as how that's going along? Do we have anybody in
What
place
do
yet?
you mean to build in the technical side, the PHP, to
Like-
make that technically happen, or what?
Like right
Here is
now,
how we-
we're a little vague on how we're going to have the voting process happen on the
No,
forums,
no,
which is fine.
I'm not absolutely not vague. Here is how it works. Each admin.
Well, no,
every
there's
one of
built-in
us.
tools for the voting. We get that. Who is working on
this
those
is not-
tools?
no voting built-in tools. This is how it works. There is a forum, and in the forum we have we have the main forums, and in that main forum we have a sub forum that's for submissions. Nobody can see that forum. It's a hidden forum.
Yeah, okay, we
So
get
ba-
that.
so- okay. So what you're saying is when they submit, when they fill out the form and it submits, it'll show up in the privatized forum that only we
Exactly,
can see.
and they
then we
they
can see
get
it.
exactly, and they at the same time get an email with a link to the same thread, so they can see
Okay.
the
So that
privatized
all the
thread.
admin are alerted to it via
Exactly.
email, so that we can go look and vote on how we
Well,
want.
admins, I don't know. We can set it up that admins
But
get
you
emails, or
know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
choose.
Like
But
whoever's on the approval committee, they'll
Yeah.
get the email for it for them to look, and then from there,
at least you
we
get
can
a
see however we go.
notification. Yes, you will see
Okay.
it. There's a new submission, and then you can go in and you can see it's a normal thread, like a normal forum thread, and you go in as an admin, right, or as a committee member or one of the cardinals, however we're gonna call it. You go into the forum. You can watch the submission, you can look at the submission, and you can normally reply to the submission, but your reply is anonymized.
Okay, that's not the
Do you
question
get
I'm
it?
asking though.
The process is very simple. It comes onto the forum. Everybody who has permission can go in, can look at it, and then can reply with a yay or a
Yeah,
nay.
I
And
get
the
that
moment
too.
you have five
So
But
of
are you
either,
asking like
that's it.
who's making that if it's already made?
well, that's just it. When I had asked before if it was in place, Patrick had said no, but it's kind of built into the forum, so on and so forth.
Exactly.
And I get that, but who is the
It's a
person that is
permission
most
thing.
familiar with that aspect
Christian.
of the forum?
Christian.
Christian. That's all I need to know. Okay.
Yeah. But it's absolutely okay if somebody else learns it.
Sure. Because I'm on the forum side, but I don't know that aspect of it. So now that I know that Kristen is the
part
person,
of the admin
that's
backend.
right. So now I can go to Kristen and say, hey, I want to learn this, and I
Yeah.
know exactly who to go to. Yeah.
I have no problem making a couple of more people backend admins. There are also different things that you can set permissions to, so you don't have access to everything. Like there's no need for non coders to go into the coding section.
Right. Of course.
Absolutely unnecessary. But permissions, forum permissions, or something like that, if you know what you're doing, it's perfectly all right to give a couple of us access to that, so we can actually do it ourselves and don't have to, especially if there are bugs or problems.
Okay.
But technology-wise, it's basically built in. We can send from the main web page posts to the forums. I even think you can send via emails to a forum, so we can send it up that way. Technically, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna talk to Christian though.
Okay.
Anything from you, Joseph or Martin?
Not right now, no. I'm just kind of listening, making sure that I stay updated on the minutes.
And how do you feel about the things that we're proposing? For
It gets a little. I've been getting a little bit confused, but by the end of it, I think Patrick and Mark got it all cleared up, so I think I'm on board with it. But yeah, it sounds all good so far. Nothing really to add on that topic.
Martin?
I could say the same as Joseph.
Very good.
All right. Great. What's the next topic in our agenda?
Oh yeah. Let me just remind if anybody is watching. Let me remind you that you can be an active part of this all. We have a very open society. We consider ourselves open resource. So if you want to participate, if you want to be a part of the admin team, if you want to contribute on a regular basis, just come on in. And we have a very funny admin chat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's next on the agenda?
Okay, so we just talked forums. All right.
I think the only thing left was the group on current status, opinions and comments from anyone here or watching,
Okay.
and then
Did we?
Is anybody checking comments? Did
I am
anybody set
checking.
up
I'm
a
checking
comment
right now.
tracker?
I only got one person. He said that Patrick's volume was a bit high.
I adjusted it already. I saw.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's the only one I
You
saw.
just told me. I pulled it too close, I think.
Yeah, we have 8 viewers right now.
Yeah, that was the only thing I saw.
We've got 8 viewers, and we're like 3 of them.
No, actually, we just got up to 10.
Oh yeah, we did. Look at that.
Okay,
So many.
7 of them admins.
But yeah, I definitely feel going forward, we need to put down the type of like something in the forums and on the group page, the type of content that we're looking for, both written and visual. so that
We have,
admins and community members have a clear, defined
yeah.
outline of the type of stuff that
I,
we
I think
are
I
looking
think
for.
we should use the forums more in general as admins.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about closing down the admin group on Facebook because I think it's too much of an excuse to just stay on Facebook.
Yeah.
Um, and we should use the forums ourselves much more, and because that's gonna set an example. If we are more on the forums, other people will show up on the forums and try to follow. Besides, it's much more intelligent. The conversation makes much more sense in the forum environment, I
Right.
think.
Instead of scrolling up a couple of
Yeah,
pages,
yeah,
trying to catch
yeah.
up on everything. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, Facebook is nothing else but forum software where it's just pushed down, and
It's really bad forum software.
it's really bad forum software. That's what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Terrible
so
forum
yeah,
software.
switching over to the forum sounds good. We also have a couple of social media outlets that really haven't been utilized too much. So before we end this today, I definitely think that we should touch on content that is currently posted in the Facebook page should also be sent out to other outlets. And
We
any
haven't
outlet that
posted
we
anything.
Hmm?
We haven't posted anything on the Facebook page.
Well, there's
Last
been plenty
one
of
was posted
conversations on
like
the Facebook
3
page.
months ago. You mean in the group?
In the group, yeah, not in the admin group. I mean in the regular Guerrilla
No, I
Filmmaker.
thought you're talking about the page. We have a Guerrilla Network page as well.
Are you talking about Google Plus or are you talking about Facebook?
No,
Facebook.
Well, no,
Facebook
we have
page.
a
We have
Yeah,
a
we have a
Facebook
Facebook
page.
page.
Yeah, the Facebook page has had plenty of conversations and posts in there over the
No, there's
last.
nothing going on. We have a Facebook group
Right.
and we have a Facebook page. They're
Okay.
different things. The group is where the conversation's happening, where people post shit, and the page is where we post shit and people like us or not.
Okay.
The
That's
last thing on the page, I'm looking at it now, is
It's-
from December 26, 2014, and it says, just wanted to remind everyone that GFN forums are open. Click the link below and check it out. That's the last thing that was put on it.
Yeah, we have plenty of conversation in the group, just not in the page.
Right. So with all that conversation that's happening in the group, it's nowhere else. It's only in the group. It's not on
Yeah,
the page. It's not on Google Plus.
Yeah, but the group is not us. That's the community. You can't just pick anything that somebody posts on the group and blast it out.
Well, I'm thinking that we should take some of that content that's there and post it on other social outlets like
Yeah,
Google
but we
Plus.
haven't got content.
We don't have content, but we have information. We don't have content that we've created, but we've all enjoyed and learned from content that's available on the net, and it's only in one location. And if we have access to share that information in other outlets, in addition to the content that we create, we can also share the knowledge that we have people submitting in our group, in our page,
How
in our
how do
group.
you think that's gonna work? Explain exactly to me. Somebody posts a question about some shitty camera, now what? You're gonna copy that and post it on all the media, on all the social outlets?
Well, not anything that's posted, but anything that we find beneficial. Like if someone sees a post from Filmright, or someone finds a web page that's really beneficial to videographers or to guerrilla filmmakers, that's a content that's created elsewhere that
No,
we can kind of.
but this is what an editor has to do. This is why we need editors. This is content providing. Somebody who goes through the net and collects interesting links,
Right.
interesting articles, interesting stuff, and then posts it under our name, like Craig does, for example, or
Basically, just as a
I
link
don't
dump.
know, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
And what I'm
we-
saying is that some of that content that's in our group can be that content that we don't have to actually go and
Yeah,
look
but-
for because it's been
But
put
we
into our
need
channel.
somebody who is doing that. We are getting back to the point where we need somebody who does the editorial, who does the editor of the social outlets.
Agreed.
Because that's exactly what it is. That's
Right.
what you
That's
do.
exactly what it is.
And if
Mark, I
you
can-
have
I can
3
see
or
what you're
4
saying, Mark.
people who collect the content, then you have enough material to spread it all over the place, you know. But before that, it does make sense.
Sean, go ahead, and then I'll comment from
Yeah.
basically when we first started this and what we discussed.
I can see what you're saying. I'm in the group now. I'm trying to get.
Because I know I posted stuff myself personally. Oh, actually, that stuff won't be there. But I posted stuff personally that would have been beneficial to other members in our other social outlets.
And I can see what you're talking about. Like scrolling through the page, I can see people posting links to their videos
Mm-hmm.
that are pretty good, and links to like cinematographer classes that people have put on, or
Right.
like ways to use lenses and stuff like that. That's
Exactly.
good, and if we think it's good, putting it up.
Exactly.
But I'm also scrolling through, and someone 10 hours ago asked the question, "Hi friends, it's nice to be part of a group with fellow filmmakers from various places. Me being a beginner, I have a few questions, and it would be helpful if someone can clarify. One, how to make a screenplay interesting, and
Mm-hmm.
two, what to do when experiencing a writer's block." Stuff like that we can actually, like, scrolling through and finding this, as Patrick says, getting editors to like comb through all this, we can actually take questions like these and create content for
Right.
all the
Yeah, we could.
Like, this is
We
this is
could.
a great
That
blog
is-
post,
yeah,
and if you
exactly.
can get interviews with screenwriters to like talk
That
about
I
stuff like
agree
this, this is
Right.
like the perfect thing to use.
Right. So one of our initial concepts was that we were going to create our own content because we understand the value of what we do and how we do it to other people who are like us. And one of the other things we were going to do was also
Collect
find
content,
really
yeah.
important content and distribute it through us. And
No
that's basically
question,
what I'm
but for
saying.
but for that, you need somebody who is doing that. That's almost a full-time job. You know, that's like an editor's job. That's
Right.
what
We
I
need
said
someone
before.
that lives on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well,
other
okay.
posts. Here, but I have
There's
a
a lot of
proposition.
content going up on a regular basis.
There is. There's an
But I
amazing
have
amount of content.
Listen, I have a proposition how we can actually do that.
So do I. Go ahead.
If we have somebody or some people, like doesn't have to be one, if we have a couple of people who do that social media circus for us, right? They take links and whatever. What if we have some sort of small app or just an email address which they constantly can look at, and if any one of us finds something, we just send a short note there with the link with, hey, look, I found something on this and that topic, and that's it. And if it comes from us, they know, okay, it's supposed to be clean, you know, it's part of our like codex that we, you know, do only proper stuff, and the guys then can sort it out and can look through and have more data to play with.
All right, I have a counter offer, and this is actually one of the reasons why I was saying that when we were originally talking about Sean and the submission of video and having 3 people to help him. I know that was an example as far as number goes. Sending it out to social media and everything else, and why we felt that those 2 jobs needed to be more separated is because the kind of position or the way I'm kind of envisioning it is all we need to have is content that we find useful posted in our group. Once it's in our group, it can be disseminated through all of our other social media. Like, we don't necessarily need like a special location or a procedure or anything. If we just went through our group and found all the posts that other people have found interesting and have commented on and found valuable, take those same posts, not content that we've created, but content that we feel is valuable, and we send that through Twitter, through Instagram, through our page, and everything else. That's us basically saying that content is good. Take a look at it.
But you can't do that. You can't send just random posts from people out there.
Well, when you say random posts, I don't mean any and every post that's in the Facebook group. I'm talking about posts that, and I think it's going to be fairly simple for us to come to a consensus to determine what's valuable and what's not. Someone who's posting and saying,
I'm not talking about the quality of the posts. I'm talking about the legal situation that you cannot just take anybody's post and then spread it around the internet without the permission.
Okay, well, when you're talking a post, are you talking about a person who's asking a question, or are you talking about somebody who posted a link in the group?
You are talking about posts.
I'm talking
if you
about most posts are links
if no,
to
that's not, well, no, no,
pages.
that then specify it more clearly, please. If you're talking about if somebody posts an interesting link or an article or
That's what I'm talking
something,
about. If you
but
look
you
through the
didn't
page,
specify that,
the
that's
majority
something
of the
else.
content in the group
That's some okay, but
is
then
are
then
links. A
no,
lot. No.
no. I would say about 10% of what we have in our group are interesting links,
Really?
and yeah,
I've
and
okay.
most
I've
of the
found
stuff
quite a
is
bit
really
of good
interesting.
links in our group.
I'm not saying there are not good links in the group. I'm trying to post some occasionally, but it, there are either self-promotion posts, there are questions, there
Right.
are but most of the stuff that we have is not like shared interesting stuff. I mean, I try to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not there all the time. And that, yeah, I agree if that's something interesting, but at the same time, if you that's just a very small thing. Look, every day I find at least three things that are interesting in terms of filmmaking.
Right.
Now, I don't post all those three things into our Guerrilla
Sure.
Filmmakers group because then I would be spamming. But if we would have some place where I can send those links, and somebody is there and they say, okay, look, we are doing right now a couple of stories on script writing, or we have this site that covers exactly that, or,
Right.
you know, there is more cohesion in the whole process. If you have a central point, and then you can take those interesting links that you find in the group. I mean, obviously, I hope they're gonna look into our group as well if they do the social media circus, right? And they can pick the interesting stuff there and say, okay, let's share that someplace else. It, it's not like I agree with you, but it's not gonna be enough if you just want to take the interesting links from our group. We
Mm-hmm.
have to have people scanning the net. Hello, John.
Hello,
Hi.
John.
Hi.
You have to have people who really collect stuff, and because that's a lot of work, it's easier if each one of us sends their interesting links in, because then at the end of the week, I'm sure we have about 8, 9, 10 interesting links that can then be sent out over the period of the next week.
Okay, so we're agreeing on what to do. It's not necessarily exactly how to do it. Which is fine. Let me just say one thing though, that if we had taken half of what we would consider the valuable links, which are basically links or posts about something educational that would be valuable to a guerrilla filmmaker. If we had taken those posts since we started the group and posted it out to all of our social media, we would have a somewhat substantial bit of content that was released by us, even
But
though we
we
didn't
wouldn't have we
create it.
wouldn't have content. We
We,
would
that
have
that wouldn't be our content.
It
That
wouldn't
would
be our
be
content,
more
not at
us
all.
just doing a link dump. It's
and
definitely it's good for the page for us to put it
but
on
it's
as
bad
people
for
come to the
us.
page
Yeah.
because it would get viewers there and be like, hey, this
But it's
um
cheap. It's
th
cheap.
yeah, I see what you're saying, Pat, but at the same time, if like we're looking at it and we're like, wow, this is really helpful and
Right.
everything, like I actually
Exactly.
No,
Like I
I'm
see
not.
what you're
I'm not
saying,
saying we
not
shouldn't.
trying.
I'm saying we should do it, but I'm
Hmm.
saying we should more. We should concentrate much more on our
on
original content, on the
yeah on
content
us
from the
creating our own
community.
stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
and have the community submit stuff.
Right.
That's the point. We want people to at one point start to submit the shit.
Agreed. But keep in
Um,
mind that not everybody has the time to go to Frugal Filmmaker. Not everybody has the time to go to Film Riot every day. Not everybody has the time to go to
But
all
that's the
these
point. But
resources.
that's exactly my point. That's why everybody of us, if you see a link
Right.
that is interesting, you grab it, you write a short note, you send it to our social media team, and that's it. And if every one of us does that,
Right.
at the end of the week, we will have 20 interesting links. of which 15 are doubles, and we still end up with 5 very interesting links.
All right, so what I'm saying is instead of submitting that basically pull from the group, but we're basically saying the same thing. I mean, because we're already doing
not
it.
only pull from the group, but also submit from everywhere else.
Okay.
Like each one of us.
And stuff like the links from external sites and everything.
Right.
If we have like a newsletter where they can subscribe, and then it's like things that we post on YouTube, things that are posted on the website every week is sent to the subscribers, then in there we can have the link dump, and that will send to everyone. So it's like, hey, these are links that we found interesting on so and so, but on top of that, it's all of our own created content.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, there's all this, and then hey, Frugal Filmmakers
exactly
also
That's
did something
the
on
point.
this. So it's you're creating your own stuff, and in a way creating a potential partnership with external people.
Okay.
And if we do it over Facebook, for example, because you can do that, you can share it on the page. If I have a couple of film making pages that I follow, like No Filmmaker School, I think that's the name.
Yeah.
No Film School.
Yeah, No Film School. There are others,
Frugal
Producer Foundry, Frugal. There are pages that I follow, and some of them send out interesting links, article that they have, and you can just share them on the page as the page, and it will show up as shared content from them. So
Right.
you leave the credit where it is, and it's still fair. And I agree with Sean. We have to put it on top of our own content. Otherwise, seriously, I hate those pages that do nothing else but recycle content of others.
Agreed. I do as well.
Right?
And that's not my intent. My intent is that we're not necessarily
I get it.
recycling.
I understand.
Okay.
But it looks like it. That the perception, we have to have our own content, and then it's fine that we say, look, but we share everything else as well.
Right.
Otherwise, it just looks like we are stealing and we are selling it like our own shit.
Right.
And that's what I would like to avoid. We have to make it parallel. The moment we have our content, we already started to submit a couple of interesting links, and maybe even build up a little bit of a backlog so that even if submission is slow at times, they still have stuff to look through,
Right.
We can already start collecting links for the social outlet. And and trust me, it's gonna be enough work to just send that shit out. Collecting it is better if we do it collectively. And if then at one point we can actually make the community collect stuff, we need a quality insurance process, but actually that can be done by the team itself if we set certain guidelines, and then that's okay too.
All right. Well, that was our original. That was our original vision, that we were going to create our own content. But until we created our own content, we would pick and choose the most valuable content that we find and share it.
Why until I don't like that? No, I don't agree. I think
well, we don't have content yet.
But don't you see that we will become lazy if we do it that way? You will trust. Okay, listen, we'll do it your way.
No. I'm saying we don't have content yet. I'm for getting our own
original content, but that's my point. First, original content.
Mm-hmm.
We have to kick our own asses. We cannot excuse that we don't have any, because we all said we're gonna do it, And now look at us. We haven't created anything yet.
All right, let's do it. Okay.
That's my point.
Okay.
And let's not collect links and shit. Let's not be lazy. Let's do it proper way. Let's do our own shit.
Mark, definitely every once in a while with that, but like Pat, we really do need to focus on our own specific content creation.
Yeah, I agree that should definitely be our focus. I just feel that there's plenty of valuable material out there that can help members.
Don't make that the main bulk of our content.
Right.
Make original the bulk, and just leave that as a filler when we are producing that main work.
Right.
And don't forget, right from the beginning, we said we would collect all the really interesting articles and links for the website anyway.
Right.
So we're gonna collect all that stuff on the website, and for that we have to prep it and make it nice, and then we do it anyway. Then it looks more like our content as well, and we make an effort for it.
Hmm.
But just like copying, sending it out, that's a little bit weak. I would say because I think we are actually agreeing on most of the things, and I don't think that we have so much to talk about anymore. I would say the most important thing and let's say we do it until the 23rd, all right? Everybody of the admin group has to define in exact numbers what they're gonna do in the next 6 months minimum in sort of content. All
Okay.
right. Everybody has to decide which department that they want to focus on. Doesn't make sense if everybody is playing in every department. It's okay to switch departments, but if
And
you
you can
if you do
contribute to other
one,
departments.
yeah,
And have
you
your
do
focus
one, you
like
focus on that department, and you
Mm.
know. If you want to do cross-media, well, then become a cross-media editor. Then you're responsible for the cross-media shit. If you want to do videos, do videos. If you want to write, then write. Perfectly fine.
And then going back to helping people create content, are we gonna have set up on the forums? I would kind of say I think we have it written like the Creative Commons license, where we have screenwriters that are part of the group that aren't directors or cinematographers, but they want their project made. Are we gonna have something set up where they can have that there as a way to help with where like they can find like
Yeah,
directors that's like, hey, I
here's
direct, I want to do this.
yeah, but my problem with that is, first of all, there are already places out there that do exactly that, right?
Mm.
There are places that try to bring people like that together.
Hmm.
Secondly, um, it's a whole other issue on legal levels. If something with the script, if some legal issues start up, imagine somebody is stealing a script, posted at us, and then disappears, and we have it available openly, and then somebody comes and sues us because somebody stole that script.
What if
Then we
the
have a
script? What if the script is only able to be viewed by the person who sent it and the admins?
well, then again, it's
Yeah, we're
yeah,
still liable.
still liable.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, here's the idea in general is one that we had very early on, and I like the idea in general to connect the people, especially to get scripts out, and it's part of the process. And if people can review videos and get videos commented on and whatnot, why not with scripts as well? I think that was the original idea. But for the moment, I think the amount of ramifications that it might bring if we don't do it right isn't worth the trouble, if you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
think we should do it, but we shouldn't do it now. It should be something that we do maybe in half a year or something, when the rest is already running a little bit, and then we can think of a new system that is secure for the writers and for the directors, and that's legally all right. And maybe we had some donations until then and can actually hire a lawyer that saves our ass just in case. I don't know. I think it would be a little bit much if we would start a script submission thing as well. That's all. If I'm not saying we shouldn't have a forum where people can just, post about the script. Sure, whatever. That's okay. But that's it. That's a forum where people can post scripts. That's it. There's no legal thing attached to that.
Alright,
So,
well,
so as far as our social media outlets, we kind of haven't decided who and how that's going to be coordinated. Because anything that we do post, um,
We
we
need
should use all of the
volunteers.
outlets.
We need volunteers. We need people who say, look, I'm going to post on Instagram, Facebook page, and Twitter. That's what I do regularly.
Hmm.
Then we need somebody who says, yeah, I do Google Plus, I do Facebook page, and I do Instagram. And somebody says, I do Reddit, I do Twitter, and I do something else. I don't know, LinkedIn. Okay,
I know
something.
we had a bunch of people in the document that listed everyone's positions and what they wanted to do. Are any of those people still around? I'm
Well,
assuming yes.
yeah,
some
Quite a
of
few
I'm
people.
them,
assuming it needs to be updated.
Yeah,
Right.
it definitely needs
but
to be
yeah,
updated after the
that's
cleansing.
what I meant. Until the
The cleansing.
23rd, we'll have everybody has to decide which department they want to work. We have to find the volunteers, and if we don't have anybody who volunteers for the social outlets, then we don't have social outlets. Point. That's
Right.
it. This is how it works. If nobody wants to do it, nobody does it. There's no, but if
And like I
somebody
said,
thinks it's
as we
important, then move your ass.
as we create content on YouTube, as I said earlier,
Yeah.
everything you put will automatically post to the Google Plus page.
Yeah.
Then it's
And
just
you
a
can
matter
set it for
of
Twitter.
either it's a matter of just finding the software to kind of help with getting it to the other social media outlets.
I'm sure
Unless we have people that are willing to go and take the links and start dumping them everywhere that they need to be dumped.
Well,
there
if
are
you put
many
if you
APIs. There are actually many APIs for many of the social media where you can connect them with each other, with the website. We just have to somebody who is a little bit knowledgeable in coding and with that, send him out, do some research and connect that stuff because basically you can automate the whole process. You put something on YouTube that is posted onto Google Plus. The Google Plus API sends it to the forum. It's posted inside the forum. The forum posts it on the web page and sends it to Facebook, to Twitter, and to Reddit or something like that. There are ways to automate that. We just have to figure them out. We can simplify the whole process. And what the editors, the social media outlet editors, then basically do, they basically pick the stories and make sure that it appears everywhere correctly.
Is
That's
Kristen the best person for that at this point?
uh, from our side, yes, like from the website point.
Hmm.
He's also knowledgeable in a couple of the APIs. I know that he did Facebook API, and I think we tried the Google Plus API as well for the login, and it works. So he does a little bit, but I don't want to dump all of it on him. So we should maybe find one or two people a little bit knowledgeable in coding that can help him out and prepare some APIs for him to integrate.
Okay.
But yeah, we should figure that one out. And what everybody else is doing, pick your battles. And until the 23rd, everybody has to pick the department, what they want to do. I don't mean that you have to restrict yourself. If you want to write something, if you want to shoot something, that's fine, but give us numbers. Commit to something. And commit serious numbers, like say 3 if you can make 3. Don't say 8 if you don't have any time for it. Right?
Mm.
Okay, so until the 23rd, everybody in the admin group decides what they want to do. We have to find a couple of people who do the social outlet. We have to find some people who do the website. We have to find help for Christian for the APIs. And everybody has to decide what content they are doing. Right? And I
Okay.
would say one of the contents that we could write out as wanted content is guidelines for submissions, guidelines for how to do a show that we can then present, like something that, like a tutorial that Jean can use to show people how to make a tutorial. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Right? Something like that.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay. And I would say that all those tutorials and guidelines, let's do them in sort of a video collage or something, because this is a video filmmakers group. And
I think I could get onto that.
all right, awesome. Okay, please write a summary of the minutes into the admin group, so that everybody knows what was going on. And make sure everybody knows until the 20. Who wants to be the ass kicker to kick people? Okay.
Oh, I was gonna take it. Okay.
Actually, go for it, Mark. Go for it. Go for it. Actually, I'll do the guidelines. You do that.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. Then Mark is going to kick people's ass to actually sign up for the shit until the 23rd. Anybody who doesn't sign up until the 23rd is out. Simple as that. And Jean and John start on the guidelines for submissions and so on, and we'll find somebody for Christian. And yeah, I think we got it.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Anything else we want to bring up before we sign off?
Aliens.
No. No.
All right,
Politics.
guys.
Politics.
Oh yeah, American politics. Right?
So did we clarify what our priority was? Like, which outlet are we going to focus on, the website or the YouTube? Did we clarify what that was earlier? Like what we were going to focus on? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'll just go watch that then.
All in
Yeah, we did.
Okay, good job.
All right. Yeah, and I also wrote down some minutes. I guess I'll post it in the
Actual admin
Google.
group.
the admin group.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah, the admin group. Okay.
Yeah,
We're
post it
gonna
into the
switch
admin-
over. No, post it. Okay.
Well, post it
Hold
in
on.
the admin group, and
Yeah,
also let
here's-
them know that that group will be shut down as of the 23rd and switching over to the forums.
No, wait. The 23rd. I don't know. We have to ask Christian until when he can make like as soon as it's updated completely.
Yeah,
We
okay.
switch over to the forums. So let's ask Christian when he might be able to do that. But let's set as a deadline the end of the month. All right.
And
so that we get somewhere. So
also,
that we switch over at the end of the month.
did anybody else take notes during the whatchamacallit, during the roundtable?
I mean, I took some notes as far as what we've decided and how we best describe to execute it. I've got that stuff.
Okay. Would you like to add that to my minutes? Because I might not have gone in depth as you had.
Okay. All right, sure.
Okay.
You want to send me the minutes and then I make the changes or submissions,
Yeah.
additions, and I'll send it back to you?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Okay,
All
I
right.
have a question. What is that
Yeah.
poster directly behind you, Joseph?
Which one? I have many of them. I got the clowns.
The one with the
next-
sword, with the sword and the guy.
Yeah.
Thorin Oakenshield.
Okay, yeah, that's Return of the Jedi, the one right next to it.
That's
Oh, okay,
Thorin,
okay,
that's
Lord
the
of the
Hobbit.
All
Yeah.
right.
The
I
Hobbit.
could
Yeah,
not
yeah,
get
yeah. Got- That the
I got-
moment I saw that there were actually more of them, I actually realized it was the
Yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Holy crap, those clowns are creepy as shit.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, those are some creepy clowns.
Yeah, those are some pretty creepy clowns.
I won't be able to sleep there. What Poltergeist 2 I think you should watch, and then never sleep in that room again.
He should watch Stephen King's It. That's what he should watch.
Oh, that,
Okay, good thing I don't sleep in this room. This is just my computer
but
room.
the Poltergeist scene did it for me, where the kid is dragged under the bed by the clown. I had a very similar looking clown as a child that really. God. I'm not afraid of clowns though, but I have worked as a clown for a while.
We are so off topic right now.
Yeah.
We could have been talking about politics and aliens. We really could have been. All right, let's wrap
Well,
this up.
We are talking about clowns. It's exactly the same thing. It's aliens and politics.
And especially politicians. You're absolutely right.
There you
But alright, I guess
go.
that's,
All right, that's
that
it.
about wraps it up.
Okay, guys.
Thanks
All
for
right.
watching our admin roundtable, and everybody's saying their name and goodbye.
All right.
See you guys later.
All right, this is Mark signing off. Take it easy, guys. Thank you for participating.
This is John signing off. See you.
All right. This is Joseph. I'm gonna get out of here.
This is Martin, and thank you for watching.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching our roundtable, and we'll do it again at least in a month or so. And watch out for the upcoming content because there is some things coming up.
Bye, guys.
All right, stopping the broadcast.
Good night.